Channel. This is See Like Sheba, and my name is Sheba, and this is See Like Sheba. You're here to see like me, and I'm just so gosh darn glad to see you. I love you. How are you? Marhaba. And yeah, this is actually my second time going on today. I mean, this message finds you whenever it's meant to find you, but if you're with me live for a second time, hello. I know it's like, I changed my outfit because I was like, let me give the feel that I've done this on a second day. I don't know. This is a different video. I need a different outfit, okay? So anyway, this one is called You're a Fairy. And you're a fairy in fairy godparent training. Oh my goodness, you're a beautiful fairy. You're a magical being. I don't know if you're like me, but if you resonated with this video, you probably are. So people always probably call you magical or fairy, mystical, like you have this magical energy to you. That's what people, like random, unconnected people have told me, that I'm magical. And so, these past 2 years have been like really, really transformative for me. And I've really been sitting with, reflecting on, playing with, this magic that I have. And I've also been, trying to fight and the Middle East and the world. Anyway, I've been fighting against them, and really in these past 2 years, I've realized oh my God, I have to come into my power in order to stop the bad guys. I've got to figure out how my vessel processes and harnesses power, and I got to figure it out quick so that I can use it against the bad guys, and also activate other people, teach them how to use their power to fight against the bad guys. All right. And so, I've been not hanging around my family recently. And I am doing that because they're very plugged into the matrix, and they're very they want to kind of keep their head out of the fray of what's going on. They kind of benefit from the status quo of the American empire, and they're kind of committed to this world where magic doesn't exist, where the big strong white men always win, and everyone else's best bet is to just kind of go along with it and get in where you can fit in, and don't worry. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. If Netanyahu wants us all to just go about our days, go to work, go, carry on business as usual, then I have to not do that. And so, because I'm, going against the business as usual, and rejecting normalcy, that means I don't go to hang out with my family now. I don't even talk to my family. I don't talk to the adults. Because I'm such a powerful person, so I can't use my power to keep this matrix going, this imperial child killing matrix, I can't use my power for that. And in fact, I have to pull myself out. If I'm a cog, if I'm a card on the lower rung of this house of cards, I got to pull myself out. Okay. Send this whole thing toppling down. And so, so in order to, not do things normally, I don't hang out with my family anymore. All right. But I have missed my, my nieces. I do, of course, they're such sweet, amazing girls, and they are so powerful themselves. They're also powerful, magical beings. And I know when the time is right, they will come to me and I will teach them, and it's going to be perfect. I'm so excited. Okay. But anyway, so I want to explain to them kind of where I've been, and they're 3 and 4 years old, my nieces. So I want to find an age appropriate way to tell them kind of what's going on, and tell them why I haven't been around, like I was in the first part of their life. Okay. So anyway, I'm going with, I discovered I'm a fairy. I discovered I have magic powers, like a superhero, supernatural powers. And yeah, now I'm training. I'm learning how to be a fairy, how to be a superhero, how to be a fairy godmother. I put godparent because I want to be gender inclusive. But yeah, like I'm here to be magical, to use my magic to heal and help myself, and then use my magic to heal and help other people, and probably activate other people into their magic. I was thinking about it like, you know, when you're on a plane and they tell you in case of an emergency, you know, put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help other people. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been in this cocoon for a couple of years, and I am learning my magic, my, you know, this divine energy power source. I've been using it on myself, trying to figure out how it works on me so that I can help other people. And so, yeah, like in that way, like what's good for me is good for the collective. And so, yeah, okay, I realize I have these powers, and I'm like, okay, let me figure out how it works. What fuels me, what drains me, all right? And so I was thinking about like Cinderella, or Fairly Odd Parents. You guys remember those? Remember Fairly Odd Parents? It's the concept of both of those is that this magical being, a fairy, you know, takes on this non-magical being to help them. And like they kind of give the non-magical being some sort of, they enchant them and make it so, you know, their life improves, right? And so that's what I'm being. I'm not just a fairy, you know, being magical for my own benefit. I'm also learning how to use my magic so that I can help other people, so that I can be a fairy godparent for other people, and I can do magical shit and turn their life around. And so, yeah, the, like in the Fairly Odd Parents, you know, like they're like, aren't they like, they're fairies, but they're also like training, right? And so like Timmy is like their first kind of kid that they're like getting practice, you know, granting wishes for and stuff. And so that's kind of what's happening with me. I'm a fairy. I'm supposed to be a fairy that's helping other humans. And so I have been assigned to the Palestinian people, specifically the Regila family, and this woman, Asma, and her daughter, Toleen. Okay? Toleen is my niece's age. She's just turned 3. And so, yeah, like as I figure out how to be a magical being, I'm also doing that so that I can use my magic to help other people. And yeah, so Asma and Toleen, they're like my goddaughters, who my fairy goddaughters, who I'm, you know, using my magic to make sure they are safe and fed, and it's just real miraculous. It's real miraculous. Okay. So anyway, so in these past 2 years where I haven't been talking to my family, I've been in a cocoon. If you've seen my past couple episodes, it's about what is it about? Oh, butterflies and the metamorphosis process, and how you have to kind of choose to do this thing that might be a little painful and uncomfortable and disorienting, but is ultimately very worth it for all of the powers that you gain from going through that process. And so right now I am in the cocoon. I'm coming out of it, but I'm still in the cocoon, okay? And so during this time, I've broken down completely, and I have received my magic powers. And so, if you remember, like when a caterpillar is in a cocoon, it like goes into a cocoon, and there's like a little stem that like attaches it to the tree or whatever it's hanging from. And if you like break the part of like the stem off from the cocoon, then like it stops the metamorphosis process and the butterfly dies. So like when you're in this cocoon, it's like you just have to be, you have to be in a very delicate, like insulated environment. That's like, you know, like the things that used to be like nothing are now could kill you. So like you're in this like sensitive time where you've broken down completely, and you can't just be like manhandled, you can't be handled carelessly. People have to be gentle with you. And so like, even people who mean you well, like my neighbor who raises butterflies, even if they mean well, they can still accidentally, because you're in such a delicate state, they can break off the little thing and stop your transformation and kill you. So while you're in this cocoon phase, while you're developing your powers, while you're brewing, you can't touch it. A watch pot never boiled. You can't have someone be playing around with stuff and risk, messing up your transformation. So yeah, like, while you're in this transformation period, and even like when you're out of it, like, people still have to be very gentle with you, while you're still learning how to use your powers and stuff. And so I think, like, in terms of being a fairy, in terms of being a magical being, like, magic works like when you believe it works, right? So kryptonite for a fairy is like people who don't believe. If you're somebody who's like, oh, magic isn't real, oh no, that doesn't, you're gonna find ways to not believe. I was thinking about what's that movie that I just saw, even though it's an old movie, Beetlejuice. Have you guys seen Beetlejuice? Either the new one or the old one, but certainly the old one. In the old one, like, the premise is that, oh my God, do I have something on my eye? Okay. So the premise is that ghosts exist and that they're all around us, but that adults just choose not to see them. So even though the ghosts are doing like a whole, la 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 cucaracha, whole little song and dance to try to scare them, most of the adults are just like, that someone must be playing music over there, or, oh, that must be a draft or something. Like, they make up an excuse that makes sense so that they don't have to believe that magic exists. So they don't have to believe there's more out there. They logic it away. And they're like, no. There must be a rational explanation for that. Isn't that what people say? Like, oh, there must be a reasonable explanation for that. There's no such thing as ghosts. And so even though in Beetlejuice, these ghosts are like, they're like trying to not only get their attention, they're trying to like scare them. The people just refuse to believe. Okay, so fairy kryptonite for magical beings, is what's real. And then humans spend all of our time trying to explain it and classify it and gaslight ourselves out of the reality that, like, magic, ghosts, all these things, that's the truth. So fairy kryptonite is being around a bunch of people who don't believe in magic, don't believe in miracles, don't believe in a higher power that they can channel directly. If you're you might be in an environment where, like, the magic doesn't work because, like the adults in Beetlejuice, they just refuse to see it. They refuse to believe the truth. Like, they were told there were no ghosts, that ghosts don't exist. So when they see ghosts, they go, nope, I was told ghosts don't exist. So you must be something other than a ghost. I must be hallucinating. There must be something else going on, but, like, ghosts don't exist. So no. And that's the thing. People can just choose to reject the magic. I don't want to go all into my, that Twilight Zone story about the big tall wish, but it's like, you got to believe. You got to believe in the magic, babe. You got to believe in the magic for it to work. I think, isn't that in Hook too? If you saw that, the Hook with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, I think, and Rufio. Robin, is that his name? Robin, Peter Pan, he forgets how to fly. And because he's been an adult for so long. So he forgets how to fly. And they're like, you just have to believe. You just have to believe that you can fly. Like, you just have to believe. And when he finally lets himself believe, he can fly. And that's kind of the thing. Like, if you don't believe you have power, then you don't. If you don't believe you're magical, well, then you're probably not. Not that you're not, it's that you've chosen to turn off your magic. You've chosen not to use it. So just because like you say you're not magical doesn't mean that you actually aren't. You're still using your power. You just might be denying it. You might be giving the credit to someone else. You're like, oh, no, I'm not magic. It must be a god, something else, you know. But like, what if it's you, babe? What if you're the magic? Anyway, fairy kryptonite is people who don't believe in magic. They don't believe in the truth. When you're in an environment, you know, where magic doesn't work, where people refuse to see the magic, that is draining to a magical being. Being around a bunch of people who are like, who don't see you, who are like, no, couldn't happen. Nope, I don't believe it. That's draining. Literally being around people who don't believe in you. And so that is another reason why I have not been around my family. They just don't believe in the magic, babe. They don't believe that I could be so powerful that I could stop a genocide. They don't believe that I could be so powerful that I could stop a murderous white man like Benjamin Milikowski. They don't believe I could be powerful enough to stop a Donald Trump. But that's okay. I actually thrive when people count me out. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. It's all right. They gonna learn. They gonna see. But in the meantime, while I am training to use my powers and to use my powers to help others, I got to make sure I keep my environment clear of anything that is going to drain me, anything that's going to harm my energy. And that includes adults who don't believe, who don't believe in my power, who don't believe in their own power, and who really only believe in the power of white supremacy and U.S. hegemony. Ooh, look at that word. I love that word. But yeah, I think that's it, babes. I think that's it. So if this resonated with you and you made it to the end, give me a little fairy emoji. Or give me that little, the little star thing, stardust emoji thing. And yeah, like give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. Trying to get to 1,111 subscribers by the end of 2025. And we are well on our way. So let's keep it going. Let's keep ticking it up. And also, yeah, I'm gonna have at least 111 episodes by November 11th. And I'm about 65 episodes in. So yeah, I love it. I'm having so much fun. And yeah, so you're in training. So be gentle with yourself. It's okay if you have to be in isolation. Life is very long and you have time to, whoever's supposed to be on your journey won't miss you. So don't fret. Go cocoon up. You know, you gotta be careful about who's around you in this time as you develop and get to know your powers. So go do that, babe, because we've got some people who need fairy godmothering. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys so much. Bring your forehead up against the screen. I love you so much. And this is all made up, babe. So make it up in a way that empowers you. All right. Let's see. Oh, hello. ¿Cómo estás? Great. All right. Well, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Salam. And yalla bye.